I can't believe that I am saying this, but this year makes 4 years since we started pursuing minimalism. And so today, that's what we're going to talk about. Has it been worth it? We're going to talk about the highs, the lows, and everything in between. So I can start back with you at about 2020 when life for the entire world changed, but on a more personal level. Maybe you don't remember this, but we had our daughter in 2020 after 13 years of infertility. So there is a 13-year age gap between my son and my daughter. She was a gigantic surprise and such a blessing. But life changed dramatically January of 2020 when she made her arrival. Then in March 2020, things continued to change for not just me and my husband and our son, but for the entire world. And I know I don't have to remind you of all those events. And then in 2020, man, I was just overwhelmed. And I was tired of the mess. And I was tired of feeling frustrated with my children because I blamed them for the mess. And then one day I had this light bulb moment. This awakening where I suddenly realized this mess was not my kids' fault, but the fact that I just had too much stuff. So I started ruthlessly decluttering our home, binge watching The Minimal Mom, just any type of family minimalism information that I could get my hands on. I soaked it up. I got rid of so much initially. I mean, truckload after truckload of stuff to the donation center, so much stuff. And just with every donation, there was this sense of release and this sense of peace and calm that came to the house. And I can't explain it to you other than just saying my house went from feeling like one of the biggest triggers of stress for me to the haven and the calm that I desired the most for my family. So I will tell you though, probably into 21, into 22, probably middle of 22 especially is when this hit, but I almost got resentful. And I know that sounds so odd because I did it to myself, right? Like nobody was forcing me to get rid of these things or to declutter, but it almost felt kind of like punishment, I think. Like I got rid of my favorite this, or I got rid of my favorite that. And the truth of the matter was none of the things that I actually got rid of were my favorites. But when your brain does that to you, it tells you everything was your favorite and you got rid of it. So there were 3 things that I really regretted decluttering. And when I focused on that, it just seemed like it just made me unhappy. And then I regretted everything I got rid of. So I call that my rebellious phase. I started going back to the thrift store a little more than I should have. I started bringing home a little more clothes and more knickknacks and baskets. Baskets are my weakness. And I just started accumulating things again. Granted, not to the point where it was when I first started getting rid of stuff, but just little by little, trip by trip, I just started bringing stuff in. So we get to the end of probably 2022, maybe into 2023, and I realized, this isn't good. This is not what I want. I don't want the house to feel this way. I started to feel like that stress level rising just a little bit again, and that feeling of kind of angst, and I don't like it. And I remembered then, this is how you felt in 21 whenever you started getting rid of all the stuff, and you know how you can fix it. So I spent 2023 ruthlessly decluttering again. So then 2024 enters and I have reduced our belongings back. I'm going to say I've gotten rid of about 60 to 70% of our belongings. And that includes storage, out in the garage, Christmas decorations, the kitchen, the living room, all of our wardrobes, toys, so much stuff. And I can just tell you from experience, man, I just don't miss it. I don't miss any of it. I don't regret any of it. Having gotten rid of it, gained some of it back, and then gotten rid of it again, I can tell you affirmatively that it is so much better to just let it go. And I know it seems like countercultural to live with just what you need, basically, but I cannot even tell you how much a sense of peace that comes walking in the door and just realizing like it's just so simple here. It's not overcomplicated. There's not hordes of stuff. And when it is a mess, because this is a lesson I had to learn in the process, when it is a mess, it's so easy to clean up. It's not really a big deal, and I don't stress over it like I used to. I will say though, I've had to learn minimal doesn't always mean clean or tidy. What it does mean is easily tidied. So I didn't clean up for that purpose because I wanted to show you some of the real life mess that we still experience today. All those upper cabinets that I used to have in the kitchen, because I have so highly simplified all of our belongings, the kitchen is just so much easier to take care of. I don't need all those cabinets. So that's been a blessing and kind of an unexpected benefit of getting rid of all the stuff. I don't miss upper cabinets. But anyway, I just want to encourage you, if you have been tempted to just really ruthlessly declutter your home because you too are feeling the mounting stress of it all, I want to encourage you to do it. I have lots of resources over on my blog to help you. I have a 7-day decluttering course that I'm sharing just through the month of January. It might become available again, but it will be later in the year. So if you're interested in that, I can also put a link in for that. But like I said, if you're on the fence, kind of wondering what your house would look or feel like if you just really simplified it and highly decluttered, I want to encourage you to give it a try, because it has totally transformed our home, how I feel about it, how our family lives in the house, and I cannot even tell you enough good things about what it has done and how it has changed our home. But anyway, I want to thank you for watching, and thank you for being here and subscribing, and I will talk to you again soon.